All right, guys, so now we're going to talk about how you deal with improper bets and the keys. So we've already covered the keys for the C&E, we've covered the keys for the 7-Eleven. We covered the key for the horn bet, 7 times minus a quarter on the high side and 3 times the bet on the low side. Now the first thing I will say is that you always have to deal with the key in terms of the bet. And what I mean by that is you can't say it's 7 times the bet minus $1. You can't do that because it doesn't work if you say have an $8 horn bet. So it always has to be in terms of the bet. So 7 times the bet minus a quarter of the bet. 7 times the bet minus a quarter of the bet. Every aspect of your key, of your equation, must be in terms of the bet. Okay? Now, let's look at a high-low. So let's say somebody decides, and I used this as an example earlier, let's say someone decides they want to do a $7 high-low. Now there is no low side on this, it's only high side, right? If it was an 11-12, then the 11 is just, as you already know, 7 times the bet, so it would pay $49. Now the high side, it's the same as on a high-low. Now, you get some weird bet. You don't know the key, right? Because I can pretty much instantly tell you with this pays, but you don't know the key. Think of the lowest proper bet. Lowest proper bet would be $2, right? $1 on each. Now what would it pay? It would pay $29, right? It pays 30 minus the losing one, or 30 minus the losing one. Or alternatively, since it's 31-4-1, oftentimes we will look at the entire bet. We'll say, well, if we take everything down, we'll give them 31 bucks. So 31 minus 2 is 29. But either way, it pays $29, right? So how do you turn $2 into 29? Well, I would multiply it by 15 and then subtract half the bet. So I would multiply the bet by 15. I would choose 15. Some people will say multiply the bet by 14 and add half the bet. But 15 is easier because you can blackjack it and add a 0. 30 minus half the bet. You get 29. So knowing that the key is 15 times minus half the bet, or blackjack it minus half, I can look at this and go with 7. Blackjack is 1050, add a 0, we're at 105, minus half the bet, minus 350. Obviously the casino keeps the change, so I can just say minus 4, right? So it's 101, right? So the key for this, blackjack the bet, add a 0, or multiply by 10, and subtract half the bet. I figured out by figuring out the lowest proper bet. So let's look at, let's say, a horn high aces and aces rolls. You have an $8 horn high aces. This is way improper. Most casinos aren't going to take this, but sometimes you book a bet, a late bet maybe, you don't have time to see what it is, you say that money plays horn high aces, maybe it's a case bet, the last money they have, so you're going to let them play it, and then it hits, and this has actually happened to me, then it hits, and you're like, well crap, now we got to figure this out. So you look at the lowest possible proper bet, which would be $5, right? $2 on the aces. What would this pay? Well, it would pay 62 minus 5, so it pays $57. How do I turn 5 into $57? There's a number of different ways, but easiest way, or not easiest, but the first one that pops up is 11 times the bet plus 2/5 of the bet. 11 times the bet plus 2/5 of the bet. So, what is 11 times 7? Or 11 times 8? 88. Now 2/5, you could just instantly say $2 because you know it's $1 and change. Right? So, well, actually, you would say $1 in this case since it's a plus. It's $1 and change. You know the casino is keeping the change. So we're at 88 plus $1. 89. Pays $89. Right? 89 and change. Now, there's an alternate key to this, but only on the high side. Like if only on the part where it's actually high. Because like let's say 12 rolls. Well, 12 rolls, the lowest possible proper bet would pay 26. So that's 5 times the bet plus 1/5. So now we look at 5 times 8 plus $1 and change. $1.60 technically, right? So 5 times 8 is 40. So it pays $41.60. So it pays 41. We keep the change, right? But on the aces, on the horn high aces, and on the 12, on a horn high 12, another way of looking at it is it's 10 times the bet plus whatever the bet would pay as a place bet on the 5. So 10 times, if you have a $5 one, 10 times 5 is 50. $5 as a place bet on the 5 pays $7. So 50 plus 7, $57. What did we say this pays? 62 minus 5, $57. And that is how you figure out the key on any given bet. I will tell you, there are 3 keys to all the horn highs. Right? Horn high 11, if an ace deuce rolls, it's 2 times the bet plus 1/5. If an 11 rolls, it's 5 times the bet plus 2/5. If a 2 or 12 rolls, it's 5 times the bet plus 1/5. Horn high ace deuce rolls, 5 times the bet plus 2/5. 11 rolls, 2 times the bet plus 1/5. Either one of the high sides roll, 2 or 12, 5 times the bet plus 1/6. We're looking at the ace deuce, or the aces and the 12, horn high aces, horn high 12. Either one of the low sides roll, 3 or 11, 2 times the bet plus 1/5, 2 times the bet plus 1/5. If the 12 rolls, 5 times the bet plus 1/6, or 1/5. If the aces roll, 5 times the bet plus 1/5. If the aces roll, 10 times the bet plus what this would pay as a place bet on a 5, or 11 times the bet plus 2/5. If 12 rolls, 10 times the bet plus whatever this would pay as a place bet on 5, or 11 times the bet plus 2/5. Right over here, pretty easy. 5 times the bet plus 1/5 on high side, 2 times the bet plus 1/5 on low side, push on the 7. High low, high side, blackjack the bet, add a 0, subtract half the bet. So 750, add a 0, 75, minus 250, it gets 72.50. Give him $72. Same thing, high side, low side, 7 times the bet. Okay. The keys are very, 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 very easy. Now, some people will look at, don't look at position for these guys because I'm not putting them in any kind of spot. Okay, we're dealing with horn bets right here. Some people believe that the easiest way, and they're not necessarily wrong about this, just depends on your brain, the easiest way to pay horn bets is to simply memorize what all of these would pay. A $2 horn bet would pay $13.50. $3 would pay $20.25. And we're talking high side, because again, low side is just 3 times the bet, so it doesn't matter, just 3 times the bet. So $4 one pays 27, $5 one pays $33.75, $6 one pays $40.50, $8 one pays 54 even, $10 one pays 67.50, the $12 one pays 81 even. Okay, now 3 of these are proper, the 12, the 8, and the 4. Now, some people will memorize those 8 payouts because that is all they need. You do not need any other ones. Then they can use these to figure out any horn bet. $224 horn bet. $224 horn bet. Now, again, low side, super easy. You just multiply it by 3. That's it, right? Just multiply it by 3. So you're looking at $672 on the low side. That's simple. But what about the high side? Well, the high side, you can calculate it out with various keys if you chose to do so. Or you can use what you memorized down here, okay? You know that a $2 one pays $13.50. Therefore, $200 pays $1,352. You know, the 12 pays 81. You have 2 12s, right? That's 162. So $13.50 plus 162. And you can just have the dealers cut those out separately. You don't necessarily have to add them up to $15.12. Right? You could just say, cut out $13.50, cut out 162, and you're done. Or you can add them up to $15.12. Whatever works for you. But some people will just memorize these 8, and they will use this to figure out any variation of that. Let's see if I can come up with an interesting one. Let's go with $360. Okay? $360. Well, you can look at your 12, right? 36 is just 3 of these. 3 of these, each one of these pays $81, right? So 3 of them pays $243. $243, add a 0. $2,430. Quick and easy, right? Let's see, let's see if I can come up with an even more annoying one. Let me think. Here we go. $154. $154. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you could do this. Actually, no, that's not going to be proper. I'm sorry. 152. That's what I was shooting for. $152. All right. Now, there's a lot of different ways you could do this. A whole bunch of different ways you could do this. But for some people that are using this part right here, it's pretty easy. Again, you know what 12 pays, 81. That means that you know what 120 pays, 810. 120 pays 810, right? Then you're down to $32, which is 4 of these right here, right? That's 220 bucks. 220 bucks, 810 plus 220, $1,030. Quick and easy. Right? So this is a viable method right here. Just memorize 8 of the horn bits. So I hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, at least just plain fun. If nothing else, we've now completed the entire dice course. Obviously, I did show you guys how to use the stick, manipulate the stick, move the dice, stuff like that. That's one of those things that you just have to do over and over and over and over and over again in live games, which is why you cannot just use YouTube videos to learn dice. You actually have to deal it. That's why we tell you to go to a dealing school. Thank you everybody for watching, and stay tuned. We're going to stitch all these together into each phase as well, and those will be longer videos, of course. Otherwise, thank you again for watching. We will catch you next time, everybody. Bye now.